everybody. Welcome to Talking the Fast Lane. And I'm really excited and really happy to have these guys on the show. I've had a chance to work with them for about a month now. This is everything that you expect out of arena rock. This is the newest, the greatest, the guys in Rebels Opera. Welcome to Talking the Fast Lane, guys.
Here, let's.
That's it. You gotta get
The greatest. I don't know about the greatest, but we'll take the other compliments, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, greatest is there's some high marks out there. So
How are you, John?
I'm good. How about you guys? I'm glad to have a chance to talk with you on the show. It's great.
Hell yeah.
So let's get right into it. The new single, "Smile Now, Cry Later." Now, the debut single from the band. I know you guys did some things that were, outside of that, and we'll get into that a little bit later, some of the songs, but let's talk about that new single and let's start with the fan reaction right now because we're seeing a lot of good feedback and believe me, there's a lot of smiles on people's faces.
Yeah, definitely. Well, when we started working together, we've only been together since what, April?
Yeah.
Yeah, April.
But
Wow.
we all met a few years ago.
Yeah, we've known each other for years, and I just love these guys. His brother Clint, who couldn't be here tonight, our lead guitar player, Grady, our drummer, is just awesome. We assembled a super team here in Nashville, but we started demoing songs back in April, and we had Down with the City, which is going to be coming out in January 15th. And then we wrote Call of the Night and
Love Like a Live Wire.
Love Like a Live Wire, which is another AC/DC.
Surfing with the Angels.
Yeah. So all the which you can get as a VIP on our demo, and I think you've gotten, John. But Tuck had this song. He's our producer, Tuck Smith. From the Biters, and he's a great artist in his own right. And he said, "Hey man, I had this song, that's like perfect for you guys." And I wrote this a few years ago, and I don't know all the ins and outs, but I don't know whose people talk to whose people, but apparently the song was originally written for Airborne, and through his management and their management or whatever, it got.
They declined on it.
Yeah, they declined on it. So it's at for 4 or 5 years, and he showed it to me and Tate one day, and we're like, "Fuck, we love that song. We're fucking doing that song."
So now it's ours.
Now it's ours. So Airborne, you can't have it.
I'm going to say, yeah, who's Airborne after that?
Well, hey, we love
great band.
we love Airborne. We respect them,
band.
and if we're mentioned in their name or AC/DC or any of these great bands, we're honored.
Right.
But yeah, it's our song
band.
now, and obviously Tuck produced it. His fingerprints are all over it, but it's Tate singing it. It's me playing bass. It's Clint playing double Marshall stacks, and it's Grady playing smacking the drums.
Yeah.
Real drums in a real studio here in Nashville that we recorded that with.
Yeah, that song, every time I listen to it, like I said, we talked earlier, backstage, and it puts a smile on your face because it really,
What it's all about.
it's really cool to hear, a song like that or a band doing that style, the classic style, but doing it in 2025 and getting a production out of it that we didn't hear in the 80s or early 90s. And that's what really sets us apart.
That's kind of our goal. Like we want to write 70s, 80s hard rock, but still have a modern production approach.
Right.
And I think that "Smile Now, Cry Later"
definitely hit that. Yeah, we recorded that at Sienna Studios in Nashville. Marty Fredrickson, Buck Cherry, Neil.
He wrote on Motley Crue. Since Los Angeles.
Dead Daisies recorded there. So it was the same studio. It's one of the best rock studios in Nashville. So, yeah, we no AI, no auto tune. Other than Pro Tools, it's all freaking original, just kick-ass rock and roll, man.
Yeah, Tuck is very patient with us in a way, and
That's good. You need it sometimes, huh?
yeah, I mean, like if it takes me so many vocal takes to get it right, then so be it. We're gonna do it. If it takes so many guitar tracks or so many guitar takes, then whatever, we're gonna get the right take.
Yeah. The good thing is we track a lot of the songs we're demoing in Tuck Studio. So that's not Sienna Studios. And so like Tate's vocals are actually recorded in Tuck's home studio.
Yeah.
The drums and the Marshall stacks were recorded at Sienna Studios.
And the bass is done at his
It
house.
is done at Tuck, so it's kind of like a hybrid kind of production. You know, it sounds big and like arena rock and everything. You know,
Right.
but that's because the foundation, the drums and the guitars are done in Sienna Studios, but the rest of it was done in Tuck's studio. And Tuck's just a great producer, man. I mean, he had some great success with the Biters, his own band Tuck Smith, getting ready to tour with Danko Jones.
Yeah.
And he, he was on the Motley Def Leppard tour before COVID hit, and I call him Mr. Hook because that dude, I can show that dude a rusty old crusty riff from 1988 that I had, and he can make that thing into a badass single like Down with the City, and this guy sings his ass off and just makes it work.
He's awesome. We all love him.
Oh.
We all love working with him, and he's just a really good guy to be around for sure. So
When you get to work with a guy like that too, it comes across in the music that's put out to the to the audience. I can tell you guys are having fun, and I think what I love most about this single is the fact that it has a great live feel. I mean, you automatically take that and say, man, I can't wait to hear what this is going to sound like live when I got that audience out there, people throwing their fists in the air and just loving, every bit of this. And to think this is only the first single,
Yeah.
So we have so much to look forward to. I mean, you guys really, did a hell of a job on this. There's no doubt about it.
I appreciate that. Our first show as a band, we started in April, and then we went to Rockfest in July of this year, 2025. And we opened up for Slash's son band. What's the name of the band?
Return to Dust.
Return to Dust.
Yeah.
And on the second biggest stage, we weren't on the Bad Omen stage. We're not at
we're not on the main stage, but we were on a pretty
the second biggest stage. Yeah, it was 1,500 people.
Yeah.
And we came out with Love Like a Live Wire. It was our first show.
Yeah.
And then people are throwing their fists in the air to Smile Now, Cry Later. So at the end of the day, man, it's about the songs, and if the songs resonate and we had people lined up to come shake our hands and meet with us. And so, that's what it's all about, making an emotional connection, make you feel good, make you want to put your fist in the air and go, fuck yeah, I love this shit.
Yeah, totally.
Hell yeah. Now that's the show we get to see on YouTube, correct?
Yeah, the Rockfest show.
Good
Yeah,
stuff,
I think
man.
we have 3 songs. I don't think he got Smile, but I think he has Love Like a Live Wire,
Surfing, I want to say.
Surfing with the Angels, and
maybe
Great
Call of
song.
the Night.
Call of the Night. Yeah. So that's on YouTube.
Yeah. The night before, though, we played a bar gig in St. Paul, Minneapolis.
The Madhouse, in St. Paul, Minneapolis. That was actually technically our first show,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they were
That's cool.
back-to-back shows, and our first 2 shows in July of this year.
Well, so everybody's listening, get on YouTube and look this up too. You get to hear these guys live, hear them live until that actually gets out there and we start seeing some shows, man. I can't wait for that. I know that's coming.
Yeah,
That's-
we're working on filling up 2026. We're looking for opportunities, and they're coming in, but we're open and looking to fill some dates in 2026.
Well, you got an open invite here in Pittsburgh, believe me. We
Oh,
got
I
a
wanna
spare
come
room you guys can drop
I'm a
in.
Steeler fan, so I want to come to Pittsburgh.
That's it. That's it. We got to schedule it during the season.
Yeah.
We can get to the game, and then
play a show Saturday night and then go to the game on Sunday.
There you
that's
go.
right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just tell them it's a business interest.
Yeah,
to
there
come
you
out
go.
here and write it off.
Yep.
So, this new single, I mean, and you guys have that great, style. We talk about AC/DC and Kicks and Cinderella, and there's so many great elements here. Tell us about the background on some of this stuff. Like, Paul, I know you, obviously came up, with this. I mean, listening to this stuff and playing it, and you kind of, incorporated it here. But, hearing Tate and the rest of the band, handle this, as young guys, I mean, I'm blown away. I mean, I think it's so great to see, young talent like this,
Yeah.
delivering a piece of music this good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's speaks volumes to Clint and Tate. They're brothers.
Yeah.
They're just, like we said earlier, I've been watching these guys for a few years here in Nashville, and I was they opened up for my other band. Their band opened up for my other band. I don't know, half a dozen times probably, just because I liked them,
Yeah.
and they're just
Right.
good dudes, and just such a talent, and his voice is just gritty and ballsy, but
Right.
he's just got that feel, and he's only 28 years old, man,
Yeah.
and he's just got that it factor,
Damn.
and same thing with
Right.
Clint, he's got that. He just he's they listen to they grew up on the same stuff that you and I used to listen to in the 80s, and so it's like when we get together there's magic happen. Then you bring Tuck into the mix, who's our producer, and it just kind of
Really ties it all
it just
together.
ties it all
Yeah.
together. So again, I got these old stale ass riffs from 1988 that were written during Appetite, during the Poison days and everything, and Def Leppard and
Right.
Astoria, and then we don't use all of it. We just take Tuck cherry picks the elements out of it, and then these guys make it modern. These guys make it like up to date and stuff. And so you'll find that with all our songs, not just Smile Now, but all the songs we're producing are all in that same vein.
It's great stuff. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's something that you could hear that classic sound, but it's modernized, and it
Yeah.
kind of sets you guys apart. Because a lot of bands, that are doing that style. I'm not saying every one of them, but there's a lot of them that, they go for that old school production. They want to have that sound, but you guys seem to take that sound and get it into that modern, modern piece, that modern sound, which I think it just elevates it another notch.
Yeah, that's our goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
sure.
a lot of the newer bands kind of fit in two categories. They're kind of in the nothing against these guys, and I love them. Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, kind of that 70s Zeppelin kind of vibe, or they're all pure Poison, Warrant, Motley Crue, Sunset Strip.
Right.
We're taking pride in Highway to Hell, High and Dry, Def
High and
Leppard,
Dry,
that
yeah.
that kind of late 70s, early 80s,
Back in Black.
Back in Black, and just kind of that era. And not a lot of bands have embraced that, and it's not a bad or it's not a knock on them or anybody else. It's just there's not a lot of bands doing that out there, and that's what we love. That's what these guys love. That's what I love, and so that's what Rebels Opera is all about.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you definitely have to tie in the modern production, in a sense.
I agree.
I feel like it.
Yeah, just like Greta Van Fleet brings a modern touch to the Zeppelin vibe, and
Yeah.
and the band Feel
Right.
brings in, and Dirty Honey brings in the modern, to Aerosmith.
kind of
Exactly.
thing, yeah.
And
Exactly.
we want to do that, but for Back in Black, Highway to Hell, and and High and Dry.
Yep.
Those are great albums. I mean, everything that you listen to, because it had that raw sound. I mean, I always think of High and Dry, which I think is the best Def Leppard album.
We got one of them down there. That's AC/DC.
If you want blood, you got it.
Yeah, if you want blood,
that's
you got it.
Yeah,
That's a
man.
great
Vinyl.
album.
Yeah.
We grew up with that. I mean, I remember like, times when we'd be on the school bus in grade school. We're back there with that little boom box, listening to this
Yeah.
stuff. And
that-
boy, that's a great way to grow up, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. You definitely miss those days. But, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, the flip side and the positive side is you can flip on Spotify and frickin' pound out Smile Now, Cry Later in an instant, wherever you're at. So, it's both have their pluses. If you look at both things as a positive, it's all good.
Totally.
That's it. Everybody's listening. Rebels Opera, Smile Now, Cry Later. The debut single, get on Spotify, rebelsopera.com. Get in and listen to that. I mean, this song, if you want to get back to the 80s and that party, but get that nice modern sound, kick, get out of that bad mood, stay in the good mood. This is it. This is the song, man.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And I'd also encourage you guys, you're on our VIP list, John, and anybody who's listening can become a VIP by joining our, go to any of our social media profiles. You can click on the links and become a VIP free, and you get access to our demos. So we'll send you can't get it on any of the streaming platforms. We only have one song out right now,
Yeah.
but you can get, I think we have 4 songs that you can get that we'll email you.
Yep.
And then we don't spam you, we don't spam you, but
That's
every
what-
Thursday we send out an email just with some updates, what's going on.
Yeah, like once a week.
Once a
Yeah.
week, that's
Yeah.
it. And you'll get early access probably to the album. You'll get early access. We gave our VIPs. I don't know if you remember.
Music videos.
Music
yeah.
video got everybody got it a week early. So
Yep.
so become a
Yep.
Rebels Opera VIP and be one of our peeps.
You guys do it right too. I mean, it's it's about connecting with the fans, and you do so much of that too. I mean, not only the social media posts. I mean, the shorts and you're easily accessible, and you're relatable too. This isn't a group of artists where hey, these guys are up here somewhere and everybody else is down here. These
No,
guys
Now
are
come to one of our shows, man, and let's have an old fashioned together, or a
That's it.
Coors Light, man, and
Coors Light or
yeah,
a shot of Jaeger.
yeah, we'll hang out at the bar,
shot
man,
of
and
Jack,
we'll
I
talk
don't
about
care.
we'll
Yeah.
talk about music, and then we'll go up and play a show, and we'll do it again when we get
Yep.
off. Hell yeah,
Absolutely, man. Yeah, like
That's awesome. I can't wait for it.
we're,
You know,
we're just,
no,
we're-
go ahead. Go ahead, Tate.
I mean, we're just hard rock fans, and at the end of the day, and just so happen to play music, and we're just glad to be on this journey. So.
Yeah, that's the way too. I always say that too. I mean, I'm always a fan. It doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm doing PR for somebody or doing an interview like this, this is cool to me. I mean, I'm able to spread the word. You guys write the music, and I'm able to share it for you out there and just keep this music alive.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, Paul, it's about, keeping everybody together, uniting and working together, to spread the word because to me, it's always been the greatest art form that's ever been created. I mean, everybody relates to it. Everybody, it's an emotion. It's a feeling. It's everything that's good
It brings people
about everything.
together.
brings them together, and
Right.
as these legacy bands, my buddy Ace, he passed. Ozzy, they're huge Ozzy fans, and I love
Yeah.
Ozzy too,
Yeah.
and it's sad to see some of our heroes go, but the art form,
Right.
there's a lot of great new bands, not just here in Nashville, but that are out there that you guys promote on RFL Entertainment, but that are friends of ours like Wicked and a lot of different bands.
Great band.
Lost Hearts here in Nashville are awesome, and they're all doing their own art form in that same vein as the legacy bands, but modernizing it and carrying on the torch, man, keeping that stuff alive.
Yeah, everybody has to do it. Everybody has to. Wicked is a great band. I mean, I played them on my radio show a couple weeks ago,
They're awesome, man.
and yeah, they are great band.
Cool dudes.
Wicked, we want to come do some shows with you guys, Dan.
Come on.
Let's make it happen.
Get them on there, Dan. Get them on there.
Hello.
Yeah, we want to come
Yeah,
see you. We want to come see you, and we'll open, we'll headline, we'll do whatever, man. We just want to play.
We will do a weekend run with you guys.
Hell
or
yeah.
2-week run. So.
That's the deal. We got to push it.
Yep.
We talked about the single and we were starting on that, just that piece right there. But let's talk about the video too. We're talking about the new stuff now, and that video is really cool because it kind of ties in that party style with it. It reminds me. I remember when I first heard Kicks and like Midnight Dynamite.
Yeah.
Back in '85. I was
Blow
like,
my
man,
fuse.
this is awesome. But I have that vibe here, and you guys have the car club obviously, and the low-riders going through, and the live footage. Tell us about the video because I really think that video is cool, and I think it really set a precedent in the beginning here. This is what Rebels Opera is about. This is what you're gonna get. It's a damn good time. Tell us about that, guys.
Yeah, thank you, man. I mean, so I kind of spearheaded a little bit of this on that piece because one of the things is I have a Hispanic wife, Hispanic heritage,
Cool.
and I come from California, Central California, so there's a lot of distant cousins that are probably in some different affiliations that probably aren't as legal as they should be, but they're just it is what it is, and they're Latinos, and it's just part of that community. And so, if you look back on the Smile Now, Cry Later lineage, it really goes back to the 70s of of the Latino gang community in southern, and specifically in Southern California.
LA area.
LA, yeah, and that's kind of when it kind of came about. You look at a lot of the tattoos that the Latino gang members held and stuff. You know, they have
Right.
that. You know, that's what Nikki Sixx did with Theater Pain in '86.
Yeah.
And so
Right,
we wanted
right.
to pay homage to that. So I reached out to the local Chicano car club here and said, "Hey, man, we want to have an element. You know, we want to pay homage to the origin of that. We don't want to just, take that for us and make it a party video and with strippers and all that crap. You know, we want to pay some homage to that." And so they're like, "Heck yeah, let's do it." So Sleepy organized it. Manuel was the driver in the video, and we just, the girl in the video, she just happened to be coming out of the restaurant, and we said, "Hey, do you want to be in the video?" And she's all, "Yeah, let me go home and change." So she comes back with the low cut thing, and she couldn't speak a lick of English, and so, hey, it's real, man. It ain't about strippers and trying to put on a show. It's real people, real Latinos.
Yep.
And
Right.
and it's just a good video. It's got grit, but it's also got that fun.
It's just got a real factor to it. you
Yeah.
know, like nothing was
Right.
staged.
Yeah. Just
Yep,
a
it
good
comes
time.
across like that, too.
choreography or anything like that. It's
Right. Right.
We literally showed up in the parking lot at
10 minutes before. Starting to film, or at least I did.
Yeah. And Video Raheem brought a firework with the smoke, and we just started filming and having
Yeah.
just having a good time. And then we filmed the second day at
Eastside Bowl.
Eastside Bowl with the full production with the Marshall stacks and
Marshalls
everything
and all of us on stage, and
to give it that kind of concert feel.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it was a blast. It's
Good stuff.
it's very real.
Good stuff.
So
It was fun.
yeah.
You know what I like too about you said about that video too, and the fact that, it has that diversity element too. Like you said, with that community and tying all that in. It's really cool because then it shows, people don't realize how far that this actually extends. The
Hard
fan base.
rock.
I think it's great.
My wife has a cousin. His name's Eric. He's a huge hard rock fan, but if you look at him, he looks like a hardcore, just like a dude you wouldn't want to mess with kind of guy. And same with Sleepy and Miguel. Like they're from the lowrider and kind of the hip hop community, but they love hard rock just like you and I.
Cool.
They love AC/DC. They love Rebels Opera, and when they heard the song, they're like, "We're in."
In fact, Sleepy, he had on a Smile Now
Yeah.
later masquerade.
Yeah, I had to send that to you. We didn't put that
That's
in the
cool.
video, but I took a picture with him, and he's got a Smile Now, Cry Later, like Latino, kind of heritage T-shirt, which was cool.
It's awesome.
That's cool. That's cool. And those cars are great too. I mean, it's cool to see that. Driving down the road into
We
the,
were bouncing around,
Yeah,
man.
dude, it was a trip, man. Like me and Paul being in the backseat of those, and the hydraulic system going off, and
Right.
like it was.
Tate, you're like way out of the car too.
He's you can tell he's having a blast.
Heck, man, I probably almost chopped my head off it a couple times, man, because that drop, like when it's up and then it drops, like
It's like 6 feet.
it's
boom.
it definitely
Oh,
gets attention.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's crazy. Like, the hydraulics that they have in those are amazing.
Oh, it's
Especially now. I mean, the way they've come, with the technology.
Yeah.
Amazing. They
Yeah.
always have like those 64 Impalas too. Those mid 60s, and and they lay them out right. They look cool.
Yeah, Miguel's the silver one was I think it was a '64 Impala,
Yeah.
and the other one was a Caddy with the hydraulics and everything. So it
That
was
was one of the
cool.
power.
yeah, the orange one or whatever. So
That is cool. I look at that. We talked earlier about the Rebels Opera. And kind of like you guys just really just started here. Like you said, in April it all started.
Yeah.
Give us some background. Each one of you guys. Give the audience or give us some background on how this came to be. Not only how you got together, but some background on you guys as musicians, because when a band clicks early like this, it really means that you have something. I mean, that doesn't come around, really easily. There's friction. You have one guy that wants to do one thing, one guy that wants to do another. But when I see you guys in the video, and even on stage in the things I saw on YouTube, there's a chemistry there. And I think that says a lot, to us as fans.
Well, I guess first and foremost, we've all four of us have been playing music for a long time, uh,
Right.
for
Mhm.
sure. Paul, he's been playing uh, longer than I have, and Clint has, and Grady has, but that I feel like is a key element in a way because there is a connection there
Right.
for that. Um,
Yeah, and I think the neat thing how we met was the first time I met Tate and Clint and Tuck was on the same night.
yeah,
So and
at the
Grady, our drummer,
basement East in Nashville.
yeah, was having a Christmas
Kissmas.
Kissmas
Yeah, yeah.
fundraiser for the
Oh
local
man,
cancer
nice.
agency. It was probably
This is what
2 or 3 years ago
30.
at least.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I go into the green room and I was talking to Tuck and I was doing a video with Video Raheem, who did the video for Smile Now for another band I was working on, and he was telling me about this guy Tuck, and I'm like, and Grady was kept telling me about Tuck, and I'm like, so we talked, we tried to talk for a half hour, and we just hit it off, we clicked, we're like, hey man, we're doing lunch in 2 weeks. And he's like, yeah, hit me up. Then I turn around the corner, I go down the hall, and I see Tate and Clint, and they look like straight out of Skid Row. I'm like, dudes, like you're like half my age and you look freaking cool. You got long hair, you got tight jeans on. I'm like, I gotta know about these guys. And then Tate's the chatterbox.
Yeah.
Clint's the big brother and kind of, he watches out for little brother,
He's a little bit more reserved,
a little more reserved. And
Right.
so him and I hit it off
yeah.
really good.
Oh, for sure.
And since then, Clint and I, we've hung out a lot. He's a great dude, but and then Grady is just Grady. He just he's like, yeah, what? Let me play with you guys. So the three of us worked with Tuck first back in April, May with these demos that you've heard and
Right.
Smile Now,
Right.
and then we brought Grady in probably about July, June, July
June, July,
for
kind of
the
early midsummer.
to do the shows with us. And at first it was just like, hey, do the shows with us. And if you can hang and you're cool and you're digging it, then maybe we'll have you go in the studio. And he could hang and he was digging it, so he went in the studio and tracked all. And he just
He's a hell of a drummer.
yeah, he's a hell of a drummer. I
Yes.
mean, with Tuck and Marty Fredrickson's son sitting there watching you and telling you and just click to a click track. I mean, he just nailed it
He
and just
knocked it out, man.
knocked it out.
Yeah.
So he's a trooper, and yeah, it's just one of those things. The universe, if you've got anything, whether it's business or life, if you've got to force something, relationship with a girlfriend, it doesn't feel right. You got to force. It usually ends up not ending up right. Everything just kind of lines up. Everything keeps lining up just right. We put the single out. You're seeing the success we're having. It's just like the universe is saying, yes, this is the right path, and so we're riding that wave all the way.
Yeah, totally. Yep.
It's cool to hear it because the way the world is now, man, we need things like this. We need that to see that outlet, and bringing the fun times back and being able to throw something like this in, And I always
Yeah,
say, hey, crank down the windows and let it roll, man.
yeah, have fun. Throw your fist in the air. It doesn't matter if you're a lefty, a righty, a trumper, a not a trumper, gay, straight, whatever. Come
Right.
to a show,
Right.
have fun. Throw your
Right.
fist in the air.
Yeah.
We'll all be friends at the end, and none of that matters at a Rebels Opera show.
Nope.
That's right. That's the way it should be too. That's the way it should be.
Absolutely.
You guys have, we're obviously we saw the first single and how this worked out, but we talked about the tracks, that you could get rebelsopera.com, get on there, join it, get the VIP, and these guys will send you 4 tracks, 4 great tracks too. And you
Oh,
send
yeah.
them you don't send them all at one time either, so
No.
you get to enjoy it a little bit. Tell us about how those came together because there's a chemistry there. There's a tell us what it takes when you guys get together to create a Rebels opera song. I mean, is it a riff that you start with? Is it a hook? Obviously the hooks, man, are awesome. So tell us about how a song comes together for Rebels opera.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's definitely kind of more, as far as like the beginning of a song, it's definitely more guitar driven.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so Clint or Paul or I will have a riff, if you will, and we'll present that to Tuck, and
Yep.
he, yay, nay, whatever, or tweak this, tweak that, and then we kind of go through that little tunnel, if you will, and then from there, once we kind of get a solid guitar and bass and drum track, then we kind of start on the vocals,
Yep.
and like the lyrics and melody, that kind of thing. I feel like it's more guitar driven as opposed to vocal driven.
Yeah, it's like Angus. The guitar's got to be very loud. you know,
Yes.
me and Malcolm want the guitars to be very loud, and the
Yes.
vocals and everything else just kind of go around it. It's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's great mocking up. We'll mock up ideas with Tuck, and sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't, and I had mocked up Down with the City before these guys were involved, and it just flowed, but we didn't have any lyrics or any hooks yet. And then when Tate came in, he helped. He worked with Tuck on the vocals and the lyrics and the melody, and came up with the Down with the City. And I had the title. I just said I want this song to be called Down with the City. It's kind of like the old story back in the day. You probably remember, John. Like, you had to go to L.A. to Hollywood to make it. After Nirvana came, you had to go to Seattle to make it. Now I feel like today it's Nashville. Nashville's kind of like, so Down with the City it's not like tearing down a city. It's like you're down with a city. She's, she may be ugly, but she's all mine, and I'm here for the long term, and I'm just down with it. And that's kind of the whole vibe behind it. And Tate worked with Tuck to pull that together, and then on Love Like a Live Wire, which is that Angus Young, Beating Around the Bush.
That's it.
Beating Around the Bush.
Yeah. That's it.
So Love Like a Live Wire is like a
Great song.
Beating Around the Bush song. And I was over at the studio with Tate and Clint, and Clint was just warming up, and he plays that riff. I'm all, dude, what is that? He's like, oh no, it's just a riff I played. No, that's a fucking song.
Yeah.
And so so we got to the studio the next week. I go, Clint, play that fucking riff for Tuck, and he played it for Tuck. Tuck's all, that's a fucking song.
He was all jazzed.
Yeah, he was jazzed up, and we just ADD'd and freaking.
Dude, that is our show opener.
Yeah,
Love Like a Live
you can
Wire.
get that on YouTube.
It's kind of
That's it.
to me, it's kind of like Guns N' Roses is So Easy, in a sense, like
Good
just
song.
coming out swinging, like fuck you in a way.
Right.
We're gonna grab you by the balls, and this is it. Like this is our opener.
Yeah,
That's a way to do it when you
There's
open up.
a
Sure.
lot of attitude in that song.
yeah. We hit you with that, and then we right after Love Like a Live Wire,
Smile
we
Now.
punch you in the mouth with Smile Now, Cry Later. So it's like by the second song, if you ain't digging us, then go listen to your country or whatever it is you're into, because you're the rest of
You're not gonna like the rest of the show.
you're not gonna like the rest of the show at that point.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. That's when I look at at this band, and obviously Paul has been doing it for a while. He's come up, and he's been through the ranks, and you guys, Tate, you guys have been doing it, but you're still young, and which is cool, and I love the element of this. With you guys, and we get a lot of young bands that listen in, to the shows and connect with us. Can you guys give us something, to tell them, in how is the best way to to get started as a musician, and what are some of the things that you recommend, that they do? Because there's people out there that are great musicians, or could be great musicians, that don't they don't take that next step. They don't know what to do. They kind of lose interest, and to keep this alive and everything. And you guys seeing that success, and you've had seen the success in the past. Is there anything that you could tell them, that would help them?
We'll let the young guy speak to the young guy. Then the old wizard will give you some nuggets too. But Tate's got some good, because he's been around the block too.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess to a point, I have. I've been in and out of bands a couple times, in the past.
A quite successful band, by the way, but we're not going to mention that name.
Yeah, no. But honestly, like, you got to have the drive. You got to have like the discipline to do it.
Right.
When one door closes, another one opens, and like, don't get discouraged. Just keep on doing it, and keep on practicing, keep on making yourself better as a musician, as a songwriter, as a producer, mixer, whoever it is, or whatever it may be.
Right.
Just improve yourself, and just keep on doing it, because you never know where that's going to lead. If you stop in the moment and you just hang it up, well, you're never going to get anywhere.
Right.
Ever.
No doubt.
So just
Good advice, man, for sure.
just seriously, like, I know it sounds whatever, but like just keep on moving.
Yeah. No, that's so true. And that ties into my old man wisdom, and that is, keep iterating. Keep putting your product out there, iterate, learn what works, learn what, and take your next best move. And your next best move may not be what the guru says. There's all these people on the internet that you can follow that say, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. Well, you can learn and take a principle from each of those and apply it to your situation, but you got to take ownership of that. My grandpa told me, you write your own ticket in life, and so you got to do that same thing in as a band. Write your own ticket. Yep. What works for us isn't necessarily going to work for you. What worked for Dirty Honey isn't going to work for us or Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, tweak it along the way.
Exactly. Iterate.
But just
keep moving forward and
keep moving forward, and like, don't give up on yourself.
Kiss did the same thing. They started out in the loft with half-baked just white faces, and then they iterated. They did the first show, then they iterated, and then they got a little bit of money, and then they didn't make any money for 3 years, put out 3 albums, and then by the time you saw them in 1977 with the full production, you don't realize there was 6 years of blood, sweat, and tears that got them there. Same with Guns N' Roses, Poison, Def Leppard, Motley, AC/DC. They had they all iterated.
All of the greats literally worked their asses off.
So just keep putting it out there and keep iterating and keep working, and eventually, you'll get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. You guys are right to it, and there's no overnight sensation. It's these guys put in tons of work to get there.
In fact, Nashville kind of has that nickname of
the 10-year
town.
10-year town or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
So
10-year town, yeah, that's true though. That's true. There's always the hard work element, and that's never iterated or sent out to the fans to say, look, yeah, these guys are great now, but man, they worked their asses off to get here 10 years, and that's the piece you don't see.
That's what
it ties into the songwriting too.
That's what people don't kind of see behind the curtain. It's more than just playing on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. If you look at Rebels Opera, we're the product of several different experiences. If you look at me, I grinded in the 80s from 84 to 91 till grunge came along, and then I hung it up for a while. These guys grinded, from 2015 to 2025. Tuck, 2010 to 2025. And now all of those experiences in those different bands that they've played in and I've played in, we're able to pull from the things that worked and didn't work, and then create this new product called Rebels Opera and the songs around it. And so, yes, we're having some really great success, but at the same time, all of us collectively have paid a lot of dues over the time, so
yeah, for sure.
so it's not like we're just a garage band of 14-year-olds starting out. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Right. We wish we were 14. I know that.
Yeah.
Guys, let's talk about what's on the way. 2026, you guys are writing an album now, and I know everybody's excited about that. I can honestly say, myself included, big time. I can't wait to hear what's on the way. Tell us a little bit about that. What's what's on the way. I know we can't get into the details or anything, but you know, what's happening for Rebels Opera, from now until early 2026 and beyond.
Sure. Well, so
He's got the timeline down.
yeah, well, I guess
That's
so.
why you bring him on, man.
Yeah, he's the lead singer. He's got a rep.
So
He's got to remember all that.
obviously, Smile Now, Cry Later is out right now. So our next single is going to be dropped in January, and we're looking at January 15th. Single and
Nice.
music video as well. And then we're going to ride that for a little bit, and then March 15th will be our third single, and that's Love Like a Live Wire. And I'm assuming we're also going to do a video for
Yes.
that too. And then May 15th is when the record is supposed to come out, at least. That's kind of our
It will come out.
Yeah,
It will come out. I'm putting a stake in the stand. I'm gonna hold everybody
Follow that
accountable.
timeline, man.
that is our that's our plan for at least half of next year. So, and then hopefully we can do some road dates and whatever else, man. I mean, whatever else kind of comes our way. So,
We'll have full vinyl with that, CDs.
t-shirts,
Yeah. So
trucker
Yep.
hats, you
yeah,
name it.
cassettes maybe. We'll do
Yeah.
some old school stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you're a VIP and you're on you're one of our VIPs, you'll probably have early access to the vinyl or the CDs.
Or music video.
Yeah, in the music video. Yeah, we usually give our VIPs the releases about a week early from everybody else.
Yep.
And so yeah, it's that waterfall, kind of strategy. So single in October, single in January, single in March, and full album. And then we're hoping to do a showcase here in Nashville, maybe with Tuck, maybe with some other big names. We're not sure yet. We're going to try to pull together a big record release. Maybe you can come down, John, and
man.
join us. And
Great.
yeah, and it'll be here in Nashville, and then yeah, and in between we're going to be playing. We're looking for shows. We'd love to come up to Pittsburgh or out in
New
New York with
uh,
Wicked
Buffalo,
or
New York City, Boston, Cleveland. Yeah, man, just anywhere.
Everywhere, man. That's where you should be. Everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, listen, everybody. Rebels Opera, rebelsopera.com. Smile Now, Cry Later. The new single. Get on it. Great song. Arena rock, classic rock. If you love that style of music, I mean, these guys are bringing it. They're bringing it strong too. I mean, this is a statement right here. I can justify, to that. That's a great song, guys, man.
Well,
Honestly.
Thank you, John.
Well, thank you, John. I
Appreciate
do.
that, man.
I do want to say one thing that we're putting a stake in the ground. And I know our video, we are a 5-piece, but this guy is a hell of a guitar player. And one of my favorite things has always been, you can see the Kiss, Beatles, Cinderella. I love 4-pieces that sound like a 5-piece. And so I've been advocating to have this guy play guitar. We did our first show and he did an awesome job. He can sing and play his ass off on guitar. So
Thank you,
I'm
John.
probably
Nice.
moving to bass, even though I played guitar in the video. But we're probably going to be a 4-piece moving forward as of right now. That's what we're doing our next 2 shows in November as a 4-piece, and not that that's a big thing to anybody, but it's part of that iteration. You young folks out there, we don't have all this figured out.
Yeah.
We thought we'd have a bass player right now. Tobin filled in from us from Tuck's band for the video, but moving forward, we're probably gonna be a 4-piece.
That's cool. I can't wait to hear that. You know what? You got to be like Dave Meniketti.
He
That's,
is. He's like Tom Kiefer, Dave Meniketti, or
Kiefer,
do you remember that band Dirty Looks?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Dirty
That's a
Looks.
great band, man.
I forget the
Great band.
I forget the guy he's saying, but he reminds me a lot of him.
Or James Hetfield,
Yeah, James Hetfield, or what's the guy from
Right.
Nickelback?
Chad Kruger.
Yeah, Chad Kruger.
Yeah.
So his his brother holds down the leads, but he
Yeah.
can play. He can
Yep.
play. He can play the dual leads and the Thin Lizzy stuff when we need to, or or James Hetfield and what's his name, but when we need to. But
Chad. Yeah.
but Clint holds down the leads. He's holding down the lead vocals, and I'm pounding on the bass like a mofo.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. That guy from Dirty Looks is Ostergaard is his last name.
Yeah, he passed away.
I can't remember his first name. It's just, I mean, a great band. You brought those guys up. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and they
That band.
recorded a live album at the Speedway, what up in Ohio about 2 years ago. It's a badass album. You can spin that on Spotify if you haven't heard that.
I haven't heard the live one. I knew they were doing it, but
Yeah, they had the what's his name from Dangerous Toys fill in
right,
lead
right.
singer. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
great live album. Came out about 2 years ago.
Master. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
McAllister. He did it justice, man. If you want to hear some old school dirty looks, there you go. Go check that out.
In closing here, guys, I mean, the last question I wanted to ask you is, we talk about this great music, this arena rock and classic rock and stuff. Um, you guys, obviously interact, with the fans and a fan base, and in that circle, with people that have played this before and have, still listen to it.
Sure.
You guys feel that you're starting to see a little bit of a comeback.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the younger generation, like,
Yeah.
guys that are, 28 and younger, 18, 20, there's a hunger for it,
Yeah.
I think you see it with your peers,
Totally. Yeah. Uh, yes. Everything, I do
right,
believe everything is in a cycle,
right.
country is obviously popular right now, at least here in Nashville. That's very, very mainstream, and it's always been mainstream. But I do think that country is kind of more mainstream than it has been before. But uh, I can see, man, the hunger for rock coming back, um, and
It's good to hear.
I do think that bands like Dirty Honey actually have a positive impact on that
hmm
to a point for sure.
Right,
And yeah, man.
Yeah, and Greta Van Fleet, brought the Zeppelin kind of vibe back, the band Feel.
Yep.
Steel Crows
right,
out of Florida is a great band. You got Wicked kind of doing the more, melodic metal, Def Leppard kind of style,
right.
Winger. And so I think, there's a lot of opportunities there. Is it going to be, is
Is
it
it
going to
gonna
be
be
the,
like the '80s?
yeah, is it going to be like, when Poison put out a $30,000 record, with
Who
Talk
knows?
Dirty to
Right.
Me,
Yeah. Who knows?
no, that's probably not happening, but definitely there's a huge audience for it, and as people,
You just got to look in the right places.
yeah,
I
as
feel
people
like.
get exposed to it,
Right.
they love it and they realize they like it. It's kind of like those. It's like, yeah, home cooking is kind of, I've been eating out a lot, but I really miss this home cooking,
Yeah.
and that's what classic rock is.
Yep.
That's it. So that's what we got to put under your name, though. Rebels Opera, home cooking.
Home cooking, classic rock, pure rock from Nashville. No AI, nothing against AI or keyboards or samples. Just not what we're about.
Yep.
We're just hardcore amps, drums, Marshalls like the one back here,
Yep.
and kick-ass rock and roll.
Plug
If you
in
like
and
that,
play.
plug and play.
Yep.
That's the
You'll
way
hear
it
some
should be.
you'll hear some warts and some screw ups on our even on our live show that you'll see there. But hey, it's real.
Yeah.
There's so much to say that, with the art form, even with the little mess ups and mistakes. I mean, that's what it's about. That's every great piece of music had something, you
Yeah.
know, and that's just what it is. But that comes from the heart, and it really does.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what rock and roll's all about, man. It wasn't about being perfect every note, it was about attitude and feeling good and having a good time. That's what it's all about, first and foremost. And hey, if you mess up a note here or there, as long as you're putting on a good show and the crowd's having a good time, that's all that matters.
So be it. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Everybody, Rebels Opera, again, rebelsopera.com. Smile now, cry later.
Turn it up
Fantastic
to
single.
11.
That's it. I feel that every time I listen to it too. You guys might have to put that little sound clip in with all the CDs. Just when you're sending it out there, make sure
Yeah.
that clip's in there too.
Yeah, we'll have to
That's what
do
they're going to
that.
be thinking. Guys, how about any last words for the fans in closing here?
Man, all I can say is I, I myself and all of us in the band collectively, we all appreciate the streams and love for the first single, and just keep your eyes and ears open for Down with the City coming in January, and you guys dig it and crank it up to 11. You know?
Absolutely, man. I mean, we got some great VIPs that posted on social media. Chris Vickery, Lauren Borg, our buddy out at the Rim,
Yeah.
Brad Smith, Mark out at West Virginia. I mean, you know, it starts small, and then the fire starts to go, and you know, we'll never forget those folks that have been with us, like yourself. You know, our email list is a couple hundred. Okay, we're not Greta Van Fleet with 10,000 people, you know, but we'll never forget where we come from, and we're just honored to have anybody who enjoys the music come along with us and put their fist in the air and say, fuck yeah.
Yep, totally.
That's the way it should be, man. It's always good to hear that. And guys, in closing, I want to say, thank you for making the commitment. From my heart, I enjoy this so much because, like I said, it makes the bad days good, good days even better. And thank you for making that sacrifice and sharing it with us, because man, it means the world. And I'll be spreading the word forever. That I love the band. I love what you guys are doing. But again, thanks for everything that you do, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, likewise, man. We appreciate you, appreciate RFL Entertainment supporting us, and man, if we at the end of the day, if we can just put a smile on everybody's face, that's all that matters. That's what life's all about.
Totally.
That's it. That's the way it should be.
Hell yeah.
Well, everybody, again, Rebels Opera, rebelsopera.com. Smile Now, Cry Later, the new single. We got a new one coming out January 15th.
Yep.
Down with the
Back to
city.
the city.
Yep.
Down with the
All
city.
right, man. Let's keep rocking it, keep cranking it to 11. And guys, thank you for joining the show.
Yeah.
And talking to Fastlane, look for this to come out. You'll be seeing it. We'll be sharing it. We'll be sharing this song. Get on, like I said, get on their website, rebelsopera.com. Get on Facebook, connect with these guys because they're great guys. They connect with the fans. They appreciate your feedback. And we appreciate what you guys do because we love cranking it so much.
Yeah.
I love when my ears are shaking when when I'm listening to my headphones. That's the way it should be.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Yeah. Thank you, John.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you. Rebels
All right.
Opera, everybody. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining Talking to Fastlane. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for having us.